My journey with depression and anxiety didn't really start until after I had had my first child. And I had kind of had this vision for how his birth would be and how motherhood would be, and it wasn't any of it. And I didn't know what was going on really, and it was definitely postpartum depression, but I feel like there was just this oppressive spirit on me and in our house, and that the Lord was really trying to work something through me while Satan was trying to rob me of my motherhood, because he knew if he could steal my joy, he could take all of these things from me. I was fearful. I thought Everett was gonna die like 25 times a day. I thought I couldn't leave him, I couldn't set him down. If I went in the shower, he had to go in the bathroom with me, and I would check on him constantly. And I would sit at my cubicle, it was a brand new job, and I would just cry and cry and cry. And I thought it was because I was missing him. It took me a long time to realize that it was something more. And I thought that I was in the clear until I had Henry. And then I didn't have those immediate things. I was a stay-at-home mom at that point, and when he was, like 6 months old, I started to have panic attacks, and I would be shaking and I would be crying and I would end up in a ball on the floor, but I didn't know what to do. And I could rearrange our schedule because I knew it was coming, or I was just not taking on things. And so I started to isolate myself because I didn't want to be driving and have a panic attack. You know, I would still go to church and I would do things that seemed like low-key easy, but I gave up on a lot of things that really bring me joy. We were out one day we went to have dinner with some friends, and we were at a restaurant, and I started to have a panic attack, and I didn't know what to do. And it was a Saturday, and my husband was like, "There's a church service, I have to get you to church." And so I walked in, and just walking in, this huge weight was lifted because the presence of the Lord was there. And afterward, I went up to Sherry and I kind of shared with her, and Chris was like, "I don't know who this lady is." He had never seen a panic attack like in full swing. And I was crying and I didn't know what to do, and I was overwhelmed, and I was fairly certain I was gonna die. And she was like, "You need to read Psalm 91. Keep your Bible open all the time and just read Psalm 91. If you don't know what to read, that's what you read." So I started speaking it out loud, and then I started I started modifying it to personalize it. So I was like, "The Lord is my refuge." And when I could really start to take those scriptures and personalize it, that was huge. And apply it to me and to speak it over myself and to really declare those promises. That's when things really changed, and those daily panic attacks stopped. But after every kid, it was like the hormonal component would just set off this huge wave of panic and anxiety and depression. But I think seeking pastoral counsel, having friends that I could turn to. I would send messages at 2 a.m. I can't sleep, my mind is reeling, pray with me. And everybody would just start sending me back prayers. Seeking the Lord through my depression and through my anxiety, I can see that there is victory in Jesus. There is hope. No one has to struggle with this forever. That when you really just turn yourself toward the Lord and seek Him, there is hope, there's healing, there's peace and freedom. It only comes from the Lord. And for me to have had 3 births, and then to have had this depression and anxiety that just got worse after each one, and then to discover how I can just use the power of prayer and seeking the Lord, everything that I had thought I had missed out on, He gave me with that 4th one. It was so beautiful. So not only did I have this experience that I wanted, I had a girl, which was the desire of my heart. I had no postpartum depression. I had no anxiety. He has healed me. He has given me peace. And I know that I never have to worry about it again. He has just taken that from me. We have to seek Him. If we don't, we're missing out on so much. But there's hope in Him, and it's amazing, and it's freeing. Life is so much better. And I could have, in those moments of depression and anxiety, I could have never imagined feeling how I am today, And it just shows, it's evidence of God's goodness.